Hello and welcome to Education 590, Current Issues in Teaching. This is a class that we update and change every year depending upon what is happening in our K-12 educational system. And this year we've decided to focus on the concept of change because our K-12 system over the last couple of years has experienced huge change. And so within the idea of change, we're going to be looking at changes that have happened to how schools are funded, changes that are happening with teacher leadership and the roles that teachers are going to be expected to take on, as well as looking at changes in setup and all of these kind of things. But we first start the class off with a basic understanding of learning theories, because whenever we make changes, it's really important that we understand the theories that drive what we do in education. So in this video, I want to give you an overview of how the class is set up so that you understand where to find things and you feel comfortable with how the class is going to work. So I'm on our home page right now. Everything you need is over here. Let's go ahead. Right here is the syllabus. So the first thing you want to do is download that. And for those of you who have had me before, the setup is very similar. Here is my contact information. Email is usually the best way to get a hold of me. I'm not sitting in my office very much, so I can get my email wherever I am. Or you can text me on my cell phone. That is absolutely fine as well. Here you can see the overview of the course and the objectives. So these are the things that we are going to be focusing in on. And then in terms of the policies, you'll need to be going on to Blackboard multiple times each week to just check in. You're going to be doing some posting for different assignments and people will be responding to you. We will have one synchronous night. I see a typo here. Sometimes we do 2 nights. So make sure you get this date down on your calendar and that you're available at a computer in a quiet space to participate in our debates. And the course is set up. You'll have presentations by me. You'll have reading. You're going to have individual assignments. You're going to have partner group activities. So you need to plan on at least 8 to 10 hours a week to complete. Some weeks it might be a little less, some weeks it will be more. I will post each new module on a Monday morning, and you have through the end of that week to finish. There might be some postings that need to happen earlier in the week, but those will always be available to you. I'll let you know the dates. If you ever want to talk to me instead of going through email, that's fine. Send me an email and we'll set up a time to talk on the phone, or we can Skype if you prefer that visual contact. Just let me know. Please make sure that you submit all of your work as a Word document. I've had problems with people using Pages or other things in the past that I'm not able to access. So even if you write it on a Google Doc, just export it as a doc for the paper. Any email issues, I've given you the contact there as well as Blackboard. I don't have any control over those. I guess that's a blessing, right? And you are going to need some kind of screencasting software. You don't have to pay for that. Jing, Screencast-O-Matic are free. So you're going to want to make sure you have that. Then here is a list of the assignments. There is an overview, much more in depth for each assignment, so I'm not going to talk about those now. I do want to remind you that this is a graduate level course, so the expectation is that your grammar and mechanics show that. I should see very few, ideally no errors, and you need to have APA format done correctly. So you can see the points for those there. And I do take class participation very seriously because you need time to process and think through some of the issues that we're talking about. So I base class participation on seeing that you're participating, you're doing the activities involved in each of the weekly modules, you're responding to others, that type of thing. There is the grading system, and just a reminder that at a graduate level, a C is the highest passing score. And for books, this should be good news. The APA manual, excuse me, which you should already have. And then because we're looking at current issues, it's very hard to get a textbook that isn't already outdated. So we'll be doing a lot of different readings, and then you will be choosing one of these books for your literature group assignment. Make sure you sign up for the book prior to purchasing it, but then just go on to Amazon or your local bookstore and get that and start reading right away. Reminder of our commitment to these dispositions, whether we're interacting face-to-face or online, those are incredibly important. And a little reminder about the academic honesty, which is important. And then here is our syllabus. So you can see what we're going to cover, the reading which will be in each folder, and then the assignments that are due that week. And I put a little asterisk here with a little caveat at the bottom just to tell you that the schedule can change just based on the needs. I set this up before I've met you or know how many people are going to be in the class. So it's important that we can be flexible if we need to. So that's the syllabus. The weekly modules are right here, and each week a new one will show up. The way this is set up is it tells you right here everything that you need to do. And then you just open it up and you're going to see different symbols. This, whenever you see it with the speech bubble, is a blog. I always start my online classes with an introduction blog, and some of you I've had before. So some of you have already done your introduction video for another class. It's fine for you to use that here. But it just gives us a perspective of who we're in the class with, which is really important because we can feel isolated in an online class. So here are the instructions. I've put mine right there for you. And you will notice, oops, if I go back to that module, that is something that I want you to have done earlier in the week so we have time to view each other's. When you see things with the world, that means that it is a presentation. And when you see this, it always reminds you to click the finish button when you're done. There are videos here. This is we're getting into the learning theory. And you just click on those to watch. And there might be a couple per page, as there is in this one. To navigate, you just go like that. And then here are some examples of actually seeing that learning theory in practice, which I think is important. So you just click on there to see the videos. And then here are just some processing activities. Now, I look at these scores just to look at that you've completed them. I am not, if you miss one, this is for you to get some self-check as well. So these scores don't count in terms of your final grade. What I want you to do is look and see, all right, did I get this? If you can answer that correctly, then it means you've understood the content. If not, you probably need to go back and watch the videos. All right, so you'll have that presentation. Then you'll have PowerPoints that go with any of my presentations. And if you're a visual learner, I highly recommend that you print those out so you can take notes on them. Then there will be some readings of articles that support what you've learned about. And then in this particular module, there's another blog that asks asks you to process. So everything for each week is right there in the folder. And what I suggest to people is you look here, read that first, then open the module and do the activities, and then come back and say, okay, did I do that? Did I do that? Did I do that? Right? And one of the things you'll see on here, it asks you to sign up for your projects. Those sign-ups are all over here. So here under groups is where you're going to sign up for which of the literature books that you want to read. And then you'll also sign up for the hot topic that you want to do. And you can find out more about those by going to the assignments link over here and looking at, there are videos for each of the assignments. The other thing you're going to sign up for the first week is your district profile. And that is right here, and it has the directions. And so I want you to get signed up for those things the first week so that you can hit the ground running, so to speak. On the assignments tab, this is where you will find an overview of each assignment. There is a lot of information in each one of these things. So you want to go through the first week and look here. This is an overview. Here is the video, explains the assignment. Here's the list of books. Here is where you will eventually upload it. So everything is available to you right over here. And I think that's what you need to get going. So I love teaching this class and really getting into what's happening out there in our K-12 schools, and also giving you a better idea of the things that are going on. So welcome to the class, and here's to a great term.